Welcome to Dance Chat. I'm Paul Malek, and as always, I'm joined on the couch by the Queen of Commercial Dance, Miss YVETTE.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, darling, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be back for episode 2.
Can't wait. Now we should address something first up. You may have noticed that we've been off air for a few weeks. Unfortunately, this is due to our YouTube page being the subject of an unfriendly sabotage. Our videos were incorrectly flagged by an unidentified person as containing inappropriate content, and YouTube subsequently took down all of our videos, losing us in excess of 40,000 views.
Thanks to your help through the Support Dance Chat hashtag, we've managed to get our videos back online on YouTube. We're really thankful for the support and would like to show you some of the video messages we've been sent over the past few weeks.
Let's check it out.
Say Dance Chat!
I'm so bored I'm gonna watch some TV. Nah, maybe Xbox. Nah, I'll go on Facebook. Boring. Oh my god, I can watch Dance Chat. Oh wait, no I can't, I got taken off YouTube.
I would like to know what is inappropriate about receiving industry knowledge about dancing. I'm all the way in Singapore and I need to get my information from Melbourne. And you're going to deny me that right? My privilege to know what's going on? This is not okay.
Hey, what's the internet like in there? I can't get Dance Chat. I think they've taken it down because YouTube suck.
So those people that are pulling and flagging this dance chat phenomenon, stop it. We need this show.
I support Dance Chat. Share this with your friends. Hashtag support Dance Chat. I support Dance Chat.
Support Dance Chat.
You heard it.
Love me some Batman. Oh, thank you so much for the support, everyone. So let's get on with the show and check out what's been happening around the world in Queensland Ballet's Artistic Director Lee Shwin Singh has been announced as Queensland's Australian of the Year. The announcement was made by the Honourable Campbell Newman, Premier of Queensland, at a special award ceremony at the State Library of Queensland in November. The internet has gone crazy for the Detroit Pistons, where a dance battle between a young boy and an usher happened. Jimmy Kimmel got them on his show. Check out everything that happened on the link below on your screen. Paris Goebel has announced that she'll be working on the movie Step Up. Lead choreographer for Quest Dance Crew based in New Zealand. We wish her all the best embarking on this awesome journey. We cannot wait to see the film. If you subscribe to our media partner Dance Hub magazine, you can read many an awesome dance article, including a very interesting story about myself, growing up as a male dancer and the ins and outs of a boy and his first male dance support. An intriguing read for all genders about the placement of a male's bits in a jockstrap. Yvette?
This week, Paul caught up with incredible choreographer John O'Connell, who's about to embark on Strictly Ballroom, the musical, directed by Baz Luhrmann. Let's have a look at what they got up to.
So, John, thank you so much for joining me here on Bondi.
You're welcome.
You are commonly known as Cha-Cha. Well, not commonly. You are extravagantly known as Cha-Cha. What are the origins of the nickname?
One of the things I did with Baz, even before Strictly Ballroom, was a big show at the Town Hall in Sydney. And that was called Coca-Cola Dance Hall. And I played a character called Mr. Cha-Cha, who taught people to dance. And he just started calling me Cha-Cha from then on. And it's still here 23 years later.
I love it.
So, yeah.
So you've done so many films, John. Moulin Rouge, Strictly Ballroom, Enchanted, Shall We Dance? You're smirking at me, you're like... and Great Gatsby, which was released this year. What's your secret in keeping a consistent career in this industry?
My secret, turning up.
That's good punctuality.
I don't know, because you just, every project's quite different, and really it's like you start again every time you do a project. I never take anything for granted. I don't kind of think, oh well, that was successful, so this will be easy. It's never easy.
You work with big stars, big Hollywood stars. How is the process preparing people when they have no dance experience?
If you can relate it to a way that they understand, like Stanley Tucci, who did Shall We Dance? He had to do a pas de deux. He'd never danced.
Whoa.
And I was watching him with one of the ballroom coaches going through technical ways of doing it, and I could just see Stanley was like, no, that's not going to happen. Thing is, I said, look, okay, you're a matador. 60,000 people waiting in the arena. Just walk forward. and all of a sudden he could do a paso
He could
doble.
show you his
Yeah,
paso doble.
he could show me his paso doble, and he certainly did. Someone like Richard Gere became obsessive. He used to call me at midnight and say, "I want to practice the waltz." And I'm deadly serious.
Did you say, "And I want to sleep"?
No, I said, "Well, I'll just get dressed."
Of course you did.
And then he'd be there at 4 o'clock in the morning, still doing the waltz. And he's very analytical. You know, like he would say on the 12th bar of the tango, I do this slide to the side. Well, why is that? And it's like, well, it just looks good with you. Whereas someone like Jennifer Lopez, who had a dance experience, would just come in and say, okay, show me. That's great, what are the counts? And she'd kind of do it.
What advice can you give budding dancers who want to make it in film?
I would say there's a number of things.
Yeah.
They need to have a look at their training that they've got, because often a lot of dancers spend 10, 15 years doing jazz, tap, ballet. They very rarely do ballroom, which is a huge mistake, because my experience is that a lot of people do not know how to partner, to actually connect with someone. I would always tell dancers to make sure that's part of what you do. I would ask them to look at what they have done in terms of the acting of how they dance. And to me, the best dancers are, if you actually look at the history of dance, you even go back to Fred and Ginger, they were acting.
Completely.
Some of their routines are like 3-act plays, and a lot of dancers don't seem to get that. And that's just one thing I find often a lot of dancers seem to miss in their training, is connecting the dots between the steps and what you're communicating with the steps. Because steps by themselves will not save you.
Strictly Ballroom the musical, you've been auditioning all year. How hard was it to find dancers for, the musical?
It's a tough call, because you've got lots of different styles, and so has the piece. It's got flamenco, it's got ballroom, it's got music theatre. So there's not many people that have all those.
How challenging is it taking the film and putting it into a musical?
Well, you can't cheat.
Good.
You know, you can't have close-ups of the feet who actually belong to somebody else. And then,
Yes, of course.
yeah, because they're right there on the stage, they've got to deliver.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, it's the audience are the editors, whereas in film, the editor can manipulate things. So it's quite a different ballpark.
Any surprises for us in the production? Anything new? Anything?
Well, I can't tell you.
You can't tell me. No, exactly.
I can't tell you surprises.
Well, one surprise that you have given us is the Thomas Lacey has been cast as the lead role. How hard was it to find the right person?
We saw Thomas quite a few times, and he just got better and better every time.
Excellent.
I mean, no, he was always good, but sometimes in auditions you get nervous and you don't necessarily show exactly as good as you can be. But we trusted that he was good, which is why we called him back.
Can you tell me what your favourite routine, favourite shot, favourite film that you've created?
Oh,
that worked on?
I like the ABBA number in Muriel's Wedding. My favourite moment is when Toni Collette's standing behind Rachel Griffiths and she pushes her hair. That's possibly my favourite thing.
See, that's fantastic. Thank you, John, once again for meeting me here in Bondi. It's been an absolute pleasure. You are an amazing man with so many credits, and I'm sure many more to come in the future. Thank you so much for joining us on Dance
You're
Chat.
more than welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm a contemporary dancer and I live in Melbourne, a city bursting at the seams with art and culture. As a dancer, I've learned that one of the most crucial things in pursuing a career in dance is to be able to stay inspired. When times are hard, as they so often can be, it's important to remember why we chose this path in the first place. Because we love it. We all love to dance. Dance is a language that breaks boundaries and can be spoken by anyone, no matter where you come from, who you are, or what your ability. Dance brings people together, like the group I'm visiting here today at Let's Dance in Camperdown Country, Victoria.
Let's Dance is a beautiful group of dancers, varying in abilities. All of the Let's Dancers face various life challenges, some more than others. But what they do is they come together weekly to learn how to dance in an environment that's supportive and encouraging and just really celebrates music and movement. We just have a great time every week.
Madison started dancing after she participated in one of the Hampton Special School Deb balls. Dancing gives her a way of being able to show off what she has, because she's not able to do other sports, and she's not backwards. She's got a lot of confidence, and I think dancing really encourages that.
Because we come here every Tuesday night to start and finish at 5.
When I speak to people about starting a class up, and that's our biggest goal, we would love to see more classes like Let's Dance start all across Victoria. We talk about the main thing that you need is a passion for music, a passion for dancing, and a real compassion for people.
It makes me happy that it makes her happy. It gives her a lot of spirit, and just to see her up there with all the other people, and she's made lots of friendships and that, so that's really good.
And we celebrate small things, like we all turn in the same direction or all our hands shot up at the same time. And I think you get a really good appreciation for the things that you might be upset about or whinging about, or things that you find hard. And these guys come in and they're facing major challenges in their life, health and socially. And all of that just seems absolutely irrelevant. And they teach us that every time. They teach us how to love and to be supportive. And I think that's what coming to Let's Dance is all about.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Let's dance!
Hey, perfect. Awesome.
Yay! 1, 2, 3.
Hey everyone, BERTONCINI here at the Miss Pole Dance Australia 2014 finals at the Enmore Theatre in Sydney. Now today I want to show you and educate you on how much this art form has gained in popularity, not only as a form of fitness, but as mainstream entertainment. Do you hope that these events create?
Well, in the past, the last few years anyway, when pole dancing's become a lot more recognised, a lot of the girls that win go on to, they've been recruited by Cirque du Soleil and big shows overseas and stuff, so we're fairly well recognised around the world now, so these girls can go on to huge things. This is a big step in their career if they want to.
With this industry, there are a lot of misconceptions about pole dancers. How do you want to inspire women and change those perceptions?
It's very, very true. I kind of, being in this industry, it being my whole life, I forget what almost 50% of the population think it is what I do. When I meet people and say, what do you do? And I say, I'm a professional pole dancer, and they go, oh, at what club? When it comes to women, to inspire women to embrace what they have. So many women that I teach, it honestly changes their lives. Even just doing it leisurely, it changes their lives. They get addicted to it, they want to come back. Facebook's always like, oh, I can't wait for pole tonight. Like, it's very liberating as a lot of dances for a lot of men and women. And so I think inspiring people to want to wear those tiny hot pants and want to grind a pole and not feel bad about it. It's really fun. Everyone's got that little part in them. It's like, I wish I could do that.
Well guys, that's it from me this week. If this story has sparked your interest in pole dance, then jump on the net and get Googling to find your nearest pole dancing studio. I know I will be.
Thanks to Cara for another great story.
So next up on the couch, joining us live in the studio, we have the star of King Kong.
We do, the one and only Esther Hannaford.
Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 8th wonder of the world, King Kong!
How do I become somebody new? How do I begin to make this happen?
please welcome on the couch, joining us, the star of King Kong, Esther Hannaford.
Hello.
Hello.
Lovely to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so excited. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really good.
Excellent.
So Esther, first up, you've been a performer all your life. Tell us where it began.
For me, it began with dancing at primary school. I started in prep. They offered it at our primary school, so that's really where it all began. And then from there, danced up until I finished high school.
Awesome. So you were a trained dancer as a child?
Yes, I trained at Dance Factory and Tony Bartuccio's and Tony Bartuccio's, yes, with Alana Scanlon, and yeah, that's really was my training and my upbringing. I always just loved dance the most.
So you did full time?
No, not full time. Just
you did perform in the Victorian top acts with me, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
We did.
You
I was
did.
a jazz dancer
Yes.
of the state
I
or
did a bit
something
of
like that. I
contemporary.
don't know how that could have ever been possible, but it happened.
was.
Yes.
And you were fabulous.
So Esther, King Kong, I believe, was the longest rehearsal period in the history of rehearsals. So musical would normally rehearse for 4 to 6 weeks, but Kong, I believe, was a lot longer.
A lot longer. 4 months we had. So a lot of that was, you know, workshopping and, you know, kind of doing a lot of experimenting with the character so we could really, you know, be as in-depth as we could. And a lot of that was also tech. You know, it was on stage at the Regent Theatre, just kind of painstaking little bits and pieces, slowly putting it all together. So yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, and the rehearsal venue was out at the showgrounds, I believe.
Yeah, we had two of
not
the
a venue large enough to accommodate.
Yeah, and we had 2 of the massive spaces. I don't know even, they're huge, absolutely huge. So,
Well, it is such a massive production. So you do 8 shows a week. How do you prepare for this? It's such a big thing for you. What's your routine? How do you get into it?
Well, I come into the theatre 3 hours early, and usually I will do yoga and do voice work, like vocal work on my speech, and then I'll do vocal work on my singing, and then even some sort of like meditative stuff, and just kind of like go through notes from even like the last couple of months, just always try and, I don't know, keep it fresh and work through sort of like maybe a scene of the show just before the show so that I can just, you know, give myself stuff to work on.
Well, speaking of the show, in it you form such a strong relationship with Kong itself, and that's brought to the audience in Full Moon Lullaby, which I think is one of the most breathtaking moments of theatre I've ever seen. I'm interested to know what you drew on to forge a relationship with an animatronic as opposed to a human.
Okay, so that would be the rehearsals and working with Harley Durst, who is one of the 3 voodoo operators up the back of the theatre, and who also operates the voice live every night. He, in rehearsals, played the role live with me. Like he's a physical theatre stunt performer and also just an amazing actor. And so he acted the role with me. We did the whole thing. We rehearsed, and even from the workshop before, we've worked together now for several months before the rehearsal started. So yeah, Daniel, the director, took us through all of these kind of really interesting exercises to get to forge that relationship. Yeah, and it's really because of Harley and that work that we did, so that when I look at Kong, I see Harley.
Yeah.
And because that's still him operating the voice, and I can still go back to him after every show and go, you know, Harley, like, can we work on this bit? And he's like, yeah, let's work on this. So it's still live every night, like just 2 actors doing their thing.
Yeah, it's such an incredible moment, and it's such a truthful moment, and it's just it's quite unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I believe that you were in the show with your brother, Ross.
Yes, Ross.
How is it working with your brother?
Oh, how lucky am I?
Yeah, completely.
Oh, poor him, the sounding. I'm very lucky just to, you know, to have a family member working on such a big show. For me, this has been a really big, you know, a big show to be a part of, you know, and to have someone so close, you know, with me along the journey has been, very lucky. I'm very thankful, honestly. I couldn't be happier.
I'm interested to ask about your swings on the show, because you've got such a strong ensemble of triple threats who's led by the wonderful Tracy Morley, who's your dance captain.
Yes, he's amazing.
But there's always injuries, so how many swings have you got to cover those ensemble tracks?
I think we've got 6, 3 and 3, but then we've got maybe a couple more that also then either cover ensemble or the King's Men.
Right. And how many Kingsmen are there that operate Kong?
there are 14, but 11 on stage.
Right.
Wow.
Every night. Actually, that means they're probably, I don't know, but it all just gets rotated. Like it's kind of crazy.
So
like,
you have casts that cover Kingsmen tracks and ensemble tracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Huge job.
Yeah, they're of great value. Like they just
and
do
huge
everything.
Intelligence, because that's two totally separate shows that you have to learn.
Yeah.
Of course, many tracks within those. So.
Yeah, and it's dangerous. Like it's really, it's stuff that people have to. It's you have to be really on it because you're clipping people up.
Yeah.
And this
it's not just one of
if
those
you're in the
find a
wrong
gap
place.
and get in there.
Yeah, but
Find
that's
your space,
true though.
find your space.
It's kind of true though. Like if you're kind of in the wrong spot at the wrong time, it's not just you might get a kick in the head. It's like
It's not just a note. The dance captain's not just like, hey,
Yeah.
it's actually bang, you're down. But it hasn't happened, has it? Has
no, because everyone is
Yeah.
very professional and kind of knows that.
You come from a full family of performers. All your brothers and sisters grew up performing,
Yeah, my
didn't
sisters
they?
would hate that we were talking about this.
Yay,
But yes,
I
they used to
can't-
dance too.
Brilliant.
My sisters used to dance. No.
I love it.
Yes.
And any fond memories growing up that you got to perform together as one?
Well, we did actually all perform on New Faces.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's really embarrassing. It's super embarrassing, but it happened. We did The Glory of Love into Everybody Dance Now because, as you can imagine, they really mesh well.
It's
It's beautiful.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, you are such an inspiring performer. Watching you perform, you lift up so many people's hearts and they leave so inspired. Who's your biggest inspiration throughout your career or your life even?
Big female inspirations for me have been Björk and Erykah Badu because I feel like they're kind of really honed in on their sort of individual styles and, are kind of unapologetic about bringing that, to their art and to the world or their audience. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So we're going to do 6 questions in 30 seconds. Are you ready, Miss Esther Hannaford?
I'm ready.
Okay, start the clock.
Favorite dance move?
Love it. If you were the only person left on this planet, who would your preferred celebrity mate be?
No one famous.
Great, excellent.
Favorite place on earth?
The ocean.
Most embarrassing onstage experience?
Falling over and having my skirt come over my head.
Fabulous.
Finish your sentence. I'm sorry I did that, but in my defense,
I didn't mean to.
If I said the word banana splits, what would your dance move be?
I have a dress on, so I'm not going to do that.
Thank you. You survived the 6 questions in 30 seconds. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us, Esther. It's been great talking to you.
My
Will
pleasure.
you stick
Thank you for having me.
around? Will you stick around just while we watch Jack and Rob's segment of this week, and we'll have a quick chat to you, and then we'll finish the show.
I'd love that.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm Rob. And I'm Jack. We're the dynamic duo. And we back. This guy, you know this guy. You love this guy. Hold up, 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty tired, we're pretty pooped from all the partying, so we out. Peace! Oh! Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much, Es. Thank you so much again, Esther. It's been an amazing... Thank you so much, Esther. It's been amazing chatting to you on Dance Chat. Thank you once again for joining us on the couch to speak, Esther. Okay.
Okay, stop it. I have a laughing problem. Okay.
Thank you so much, Esther, for joining us on the couch here with Dance Chat. Thank you so much, Esther, for joining us on the couch and the second episode of Dance Chat. We wish you all the best with King Kong. It's
Thank
just
you.
so amazing chatting to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
so much. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Dance Chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. A reminder about our competition, all the details are on our Facebook page. Remember to subscribe to us to YouTube, sign up at Twitter, get on Facebook. Next week will be another jam-packed episode. Keep on dancing.
See you next week.
Cheers.